Well, good morning, guys. It's a beautiful spring morning. The clocks have gone forward, which means spring is so close. Very exciting. I'm just after having my cup of tea. I'm on my way into callbacks, and I just wanted to check in. I know that we're not offering one-on-one feedback because we just have too many people auditioning for this particular show in order to give one-on-one feedback. Sorry, I'm trying to see which way the light is not shining in the most here. So just an off-the-cuff video from me. Listen, it's the first time we've ever done an open call. So, it's going to be trial and error. I know there's probably a lot of feelings happening at home, nerves and stress and excitement and anticipation, and all of those things are okay. And they're all feelings that we're going to have throughout our life, in several, areas of our life and situations. But I did want to just check in and to just, really offer some reminders, right? Why are we doing open calls all of a sudden when we've always had a program where anyone can join in? Well, number one, to facilitate a big wait list and to give kids who have been waiting to come into our program the opportunity to at least try out for it. And then two, this is how theatre operates in the real world. And although I'd love to keep everybody in the melodrama bubble and not worry about what happens in the real world, I do feel this is going to benefit everybody at the end of the day to partake in this kind of a situation where, you're trying out. You may get a callback, you may not. Again, please don't think that not getting a callback means that you've been cut from the show. It could mean that, but it also might not mean that. So don't give yourself the anxiety of worrying about that just yet. And if you do get a role in the show and you accept it, great. And if you don't get a role and you're going to be disappointed, of course you are. Let's use it as an opportunity to process disappointment. Believe it or not, I did not learn to process disappointment. I still have a hard time with it until I was much, much older. So life is going to be filled with disappointments, and learning, to process it and to cope has to become a skill that we all develop, right? And I only wish I had been able to develop that younger than I actually did. Okay, so with all that aside, just congratulate yourself if you are the child watching the video. If you're the parent, congratulate your child for coming in and taking this on. We know it's a challenge. We have really created a welcoming environment from the second they walk in that door. We have been there to help them fill out their form. I give them a little pep and a little tap on the shoulder before they go into their audition, if they're okay with that. And they go in, and for the most part, everyone has come out and found it to be a good experience. Yes, some kids have found it to be a little bit stressful and scary, but they did it. They did it, and that is huge. And also a reminder that this is just one of 5 musical theatre options we offer a year, and it's the only one that we are currently doing open calls for. So there will be plenty of opportunities to register for other programs and be guaranteed a role, which, of course would be a much less stressful venue. And if you do find that the open call is too stressful for your child, I would highly encourage that you hold off and wait until it's a program that we're offering where you can register and be guaranteed a role until they feel that they could take on the challenge of the more real life way that theatre operates. And if your child does not get a part in this show, we have some great other opportunities going on in melodrama and mellow musical at the moment. We have 2 plays that Miss Megan is directing this spring. One is a zombie apocalypse for the younger age group. I forget the name of the second one for the older age group. But there's a few spots left in those so that your child can still be involved and gaining that confidence so that they might feel a little bit more comfortable second time round if they did decide to do some open call stuff. A huge reminder, folks, that I am not a part of the casting team. I stepped away from that many, many years ago, particularly because my own son auditions for our program, and it just didn't feel fair if I was part of the casting team. And I have other reasons for not being part of the casting team since making that initial decision. My team are competent. They have a vision. They know who they're looking for and they know what they're doing. And so I don't like to undermine their skills and abilities to do that. So I unfortunately cannot give any feedback, nor can any of the team. There's just too many people auditioning. So I know we've reiterated that a few times. However, I did feel that it would at least be nice to send out a little video to say, We're rooting for you. We understand if you're going to be disappointed if you don't get a part. We encourage you to stick with us and, you know, just breathe through it all. This is all going to be something that will eventually benefit you in other situations in your life. And again, this is a trial and error situation for us with the open call, right? We are going to sit down as a team afterwards. We might even send out a survey, you know, just to see where you felt, you know, it worked and where you felt maybe it didn't work. And then it's, you know, your decision ultimately. If you feel it was too stressful for your child, well, then that becomes a personal decision. But we've got to try it. You know, if we want to be a company that's progressing toward, you know, the future of Mellow Musical's vision, we have to be a competitor for other theatres in the area, and we have to start operating, you know, more similarly to professional theatres. Now, having said that, we will always have our melodrama inclusive programming where, like I said, you sign up, you get to be involved, you get to participate, and that will always be there. That's not going anywhere. So I'll leave it at that. That's a much longer message than I anticipated, but anyone who knows me knows that I tend to ramble on a little bit. However, I just want to check in. I want to thank you for taking on the challenge. I'm proud of you for doing it. And let's see where this goes. And ultimately, there will always be a place here for you at Melodrama and Mellow Musical. So let's continue doing what we're doing this weekend. We will figure it all out as we go along. And we just appreciate your support and your patience and your trust in us that we are learning as we go too. But ultimately, we want to bring you the best of everything. All right, guys, have a lovely Sunday and almost welcome to spring. We'll talk soon. Bye.